like that. It was very much that elk.
My mom paid all the bills, and I remember she used to sit at the kitchen table. She loved paying bills. And so she was somebody she just loved writing the checks, putting them in the thing, mailing them out. She loved like getting all that done. Balancing a checkbook was this huge thing to my mom. You don't really need to know how to do that anymore. I mean, there are a billion ways now that you can figure out. You know, people that don't have a lot of money, they know to the penny how much they've got.
Right.
Your dad notwithstanding. I mean, most people, as a younger man, when I was first on my own and had no money at all, but you know how much you've got. You know, you're looking for ATMs that will let you take out in $5 increments.
Right.
Because you have $7 in your account, that kind of thing. But, yeah, that's pretty wild.
I mean, there's nothing to teach.
There's always something to teach.
Well, what I'm saying is if there's nothing, we don't have a budget because there's no extra money. So there's nothing to budget. You know, it's you pay your bills and you decide in order of importance how you pay them. Like we have to have gas and electric first, or we have to have gas and water first, and we can deal without electricity if we have to, or electricity can get paid late because it's not on shut off yet, so that one can go another month, like that kind of a thing.
Right. So there were times where they're like, we don't have enough money for the lights.
Yeah, but here's what's really funny. And, you know, so where Brian and our upbringings are very different, where he is like, pay that out 5 months in advance, and then you don't ever have to worry about it in case you do fall on hard times or whatever, right? Where I'm like, yeah, but it takes them like 3 or 4 months to shut it off. So it's like, I'm not saying you should fall behind, but what I'm saying is if
you got a little window there.
You know what your wiggle room is.
If it gets really hard and you find yourself in an unfavorable position and you're really struggling, they don't shut it off when you're 5 days late. I'm like, it takes like 90 days and then you get a shut off notice and then it's like another 30 days after that. And he's like, I'm not living like... I'm like, I'm not saying you have to, but I am saying don't freak out if you're 2 days late paying your electric bill. It's not going to be a big deal.
He used to worry about his credit score.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
You are accurate.
Well, listen, everybody's got their priorities. Some people don't have the luxury of priorities.
Right.
They go, this is what I have right now. This is where it has to go. I still need to eat and live. But, yeah. I was reading about, so Walmart is about to leapfrog Amazon, I think, as the biggest, I'm sorry, the other way around. Amazon is about to leapfrog Walmart as the country's biggest retailer. It has still been Walmart for a while. And so Walmart is trying to figure out how to kind of maintain their market share or gain a little bit. And Walmart Corporate, which is based in Bentonville, Arkansas. Bill's been there.
Yep.
It's in the part of the state called the NWA.
Right.
But what does NWA stand for?
Northwest Arkansas.
Attitude.
Oh, the rap group.
I'm not allowed to say.
Yeah. Northwest Arkansas is where Walmart is headquartered. And so they're going to lay off hundreds of employees at Walmart. They announced that they're going to, they announced layoffs. They're going to affect several hundred jobs. These sound like largely white-collar jobs. And so they're another company pushing people who were given remote work to show up in the office. And they're saying that it's going to require their personnel from Dallas, Atlanta, and Toronto to relocate to Bentonville, Arkansas. They also have big offices in Hoboken, right near Mary, and the San Francisco Bay Area. They said that their goal is they want to bring more of us together more often. But imagine you get that letter, and they go, hey, because this is a pretty common move for companies, right? Post-COVID, it's just PR cover for mass layoffs. So they can go, I didn't lay you off. I said you needed to move to a different country to keep working here. Yeah, I know you live in Toronto. You have to move to Arkansas. I mean, what do you want me to say? This is what it is. We had friends when they closed down that, friends' parents, The dad worked for GM or something when they closed. What's the one they closed? Lordstown? Is that the one they closed where they were making the trucks or something?
Yeah.
They closed
They made
something
the
down
Chevy
out
Cruze
there. And they were like, you can keep your job. You just have to move to Tennessee. And he's like, well, I don't think they could afford to retire or whatever. So he's like, I guess we're moving to Tennessee. So those are the decisions people are forced to make. But it's never really about putting people back in the office. It's so that when you do these layoffs, it doesn't look so bad. Because they go, hey, we gave people the option. We told them. Got to move. And some people will do that. They'll go, okay, yeah. This is my job after all, so I guess we're moving from Toronto to Bentonville, Arkansas. How did you find Bentonville, Bill?
I enjoyed it.
It's very hoity-toity, right? Because Walmart owns the whole place.
Yeah, it's and then there's more and more brands because Walmart's got a rule that if you want to work with Walmart, you have to have some sort of physical presence in Bentonville.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of brands and apps and stuff like that have their, like a satellite office there. So doing a comedy festival there in the fall.
You are?
Me too.
Yeah, so is Mary.
What's that one called?
I don't know.
Big Diamond.
Oh,
CWA? Oh.
Nope.
Big Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody goes hard.
I think so.
Alan, I knew a guy who used to rinse out and reuse his condoms to save money.
No, we didn't.
Which is not good for their structural integrity. That sounds like a story made up, but I guarantee you there are people who did that. Because why wouldn't you?
Why would you?
Huh?
Why would you?
You don't have to buy more condoms.
Yeah, but you gotta think this is gonna make it more susceptible to breaking. And if you
Well,
can't
that's
afford a
gonna
pack
cost.
of condoms, you can't afford a kid.
Well, like this person says, not good for structural integrity, but people aren't maybe thinking that far ahead. They go, that'll be fine. Won't have any
I
problem.
want to be sure you know how to use a condom, rubber, a raincoat, a boner bucket, party hat, squirt skirt, love sock.
Mm-hmm. Rinse them out, and you'll never have to. I'm happy to not be buying those anymore, I got snipped a couple of years back. And yes, everybody said, A, why didn't you do this a long time ago? B, why didn't you do this a long time ago? And C, you're going to wish you hadn't done that. You're going to wish you had done this a long time ago. And, of course, I wouldn't have my daughter if I had done it a long time ago. But this is also, by the way, the downside. We were talking about that dude earlier, the Chiefs kicker who gave that convocation address at that Catholic university, and everybody's giving him a hard time. But he believes what he believes, and he's talking to a lot of college kids of a similar ilk. But this is what people are going to run into, people who think that women are meant to be broodmares for the state. All these red state laws that are basically outlawing abortion. The problem you're going to run into is you're not going to force women to have children. You're going to entice people to get sterilized, which is what is happening. There is a huge increase in like the 20 to 35 male and female population. Massive increase in vasectomies and tubal ligations. People going, you're not going to if I get knocked up, you're not going to force me to have it. I'm just going to get myself sterilized, which is not good when you're trying to make sure that there's enough grist for the mill, that there's enough kids to work the fields later on. So I don't know what the solution is to that for people who think that the be-all, end-all of a woman's life is to just be squirting out cabbages. Because the dudes aren't down with it and the ladies aren't down with it either.
Well, there's some that are, and if you are, that's great.
Yeah.
But don't say like, well, if a lot of you're going to go out and try and do the college thing, but what you really should be doing is listening to a man and doing what he says and raising his kids. Like, that's not cool.
Alan, why rinse those rubbers out if you can just turn them inside out? What do you think about that, Mary?
It's not a diaper.
Are you turning diapers inside out? I got to take a break. If you're a Pink Floyd fan, the Gilmore Project is celebrating the 50th anniversary of Wish You Were Here, and they'll come to play for you on June 21st out at MGM Northfield Park. So I'll have those tickets for you right after this break, and then 4:30, next chance for you to grab $1,000 from the Buzzard bookie.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and